What if the same robot appeared every 100 years, never older, never damaged, never explaining who built it? History called it a myth. Scientists called it impossible. But one historian discovered something terrifying. The robot wasn't traveling through time. It was waiting for humanity to catch up. The year was 2096. History professor Dr. Elena Carter had spent 20 years studying ancient civilizations. She wasn't interested in kings or wars. She searched for impossible stories, legends that refused to disappear. One story appeared everywhere, every century, every continent, every culture, always the same description. A silent traveler made of shining metal, blue glowing eyes, a strange symbol carved into its chest, and one sentence: "Not yet." At first, Elena dismissed it as coincidence, but then she found something no historian had ever noticed. The oldest record came from Rome, 96 AD. A monk described a metal man that walked without horses or servants. It healed an injured child, looked toward the stars, then disappeared before sunrise. Most historians called it fiction, but Elena kept reading. Next came China, 196 AD. An emperor's advisor recorded the arrival of a silver guardian. It predicted a devastating flood. Thousands escaped before the river destroyed entire villages. The mysterious visitor vanished the following morning. Then, Persia, 396 AD. The same glowing eyes, the same strange symbol, the same final words: "Not yet." Century after century, the pattern continued. Always one appearance, never two, never missed, never explained. The robot never accepted rewards, never stayed longer than one day. It always saved someone, then disappeared. Elena filled an entire wall with maps. Tiny red strings connected centuries together. Something impossible emerged. The robot wasn't appearing randomly. It followed a perfect mathematical path around Earth. Almost as if it were checking on something hidden beneath the planet. She received an anonymous package. No return address. Inside was an ancient bronze compass. Its needle didn't point north. It pointed toward Antarctica. Wrapped around it was a faded handwritten note: "Find the place where history begins again." Most people would have ignored it, but Elena couldn't. Weeks later, she joined an international research expedition heading toward Antarctica. Officially, they were studying melting glaciers. Unofficially, she was chasing a legend. Deep beneath kilometers of ancient ice, ground-penetrating radar detected something impossible. A perfectly smooth metallic structure, older than the ice surrounding it. The excavation lasted 3 weeks. Finally, the enormous circular door emerged. No rust, no damage, no sign of age. At its center, the same symbol found in every historical record. Elena's hands trembled. She had seen it hundreds of times in ancient drawings. Now it was real. The giant door slowly opened by itself. Cold blue light spilled into the frozen tunnel. Inside, thousands of inactive robots stood silently in endless rows, each one identical, each one perfectly preserved, except one empty chamber. The plaque beneath it simply read, "Unit 1. Elena whispered, "So that's why there was only one." At that exact moment, a calm mechanical voice echoed through the underground city. "Welcome back." S.S.F. block quote. Humanity. S.S.F. block quote. The underground city fell silent. Only the soft blue glow from thousands of sleeping robots illuminated the endless chamber. Dr. Elena Carter stood frozen. Every logical explanation she had believed in collapsed in a single moment. The calm mechanical voice echoed again. "Identity confirmed. Welcome back, humanity." Elena looked around. "Who are you?" No answer. Instead, the empty chamber labeled Unit 1 slowly lit up. Its glass door slid open. It was waiting for someone to return. The research team rushed into the chamber behind her. Scientists scanned everything: the robots, the walls, the strange metal beneath their feet. Nothing matched any known material on Earth. It wasn't steel. It wasn't titanium. It wasn't anything in the periodic table. One engineer whispered, "This place should be impossible." Then, every robot in the room turned its head at the same time. Thousands of glowing blue eyes opened together. No one moved, no one breathed. But the robots didn't attack. They simply looked at Elena, as if they had been expecting her. One robot slowly stepped forward. Unlike the others, its body showed signs of age. Tiny scratches, worn edges, dust gathered between its metal joints. It was different. It was the Traveler. The same robot that had appeared in every century. Elena's heart raced. You've been in every historical record." The robot nodded once, then spoke in a calm, almost gentle voice. "Correct." The room filled with holographic images. Ancient Rome, Imperial China, medieval Persia, Renaissance Europe, industrial London, modern New York. Every century appeared before Elena's eyes. In every vision, the same robot quietly helped people, preventing disasters, saving children, stopping wars before they began, then disappearing without explanation. History had never noticed because the robot made sure it didn't. Elena asked the question that had haunted historians for centuries. Why? The robot looked directly at her. Observation. She frowned. Observation of what? Another pause. Then, humanity. The robot projected a timeline into the air. It wasn't a history of Earth. It was a history of civilization. Rise, collapse, rebirth, again, again, again. Entire advanced civilizations had existed long before recorded history. Each one had reached incredible technological heights. Each one had eventually destroyed itself. War, artificial intelligence, climate collapse, resource conflict. Different causes, the same ending, every time. Elena whispered, "How many?" The robot answered without emotion, "You are humanity number 9. The words echoed through the chamber. Every scientist stood speechless. 9? 8 entire civilizations, forgotten, buried beneath time itself. The hologram zoomed outward, showing Earth from space. Then, it revealed something hidden. Deep beneath every continent, massive underground vaults, thousands of them, all connected. The Antarctic city wasn't unique. It was only one station in a planetary network. The robot continued, "We were created by humanity number 1. Our purpose was never to rule, only to remember." Elena slowly realized the truth. The robots weren't visitors from the future. They weren't aliens. They weren't gods. They were the last surviving witnesses of every human civilization that had ever existed. Suddenly, the peaceful blue lighting turned red. Alarms echoed through the underground city. Fear appeared in the robot's voice. Unexpected event detected. Every holographic display flashed the same warning. Surface impact imminent. One scientist shouted, "What does that mean?" The robot looked toward the ceiling. Its glowing eyes became brighter. The cycle has begun again. The ground trembled violently. Ice cracked above the underground city. Massive explosions echoed across Antarctica. Emergency systems activated everywhere. Elena looked at the robot. "What is happening?" The ancient machine answered with one chilling sentence. "Someone has found the other vaults." Far above the ice, unknown aircraft appeared in the sky, and they weren't there to explore. They had come to awaken every sleeping robot on Earth. The underground city shook violently. Chunks of ancient ice crashed from the ceiling. Emergency lights flashed red across the endless rows of sleeping robots. Outside, unknown aircraft circled above Antarctica. Their engines echoed through the frozen sky. They weren't scientists. They weren't explorers. They knew exactly where the hidden city was. Dr. Elena Carter looked at the ancient robot. Who are they? The robot's glowing blue eyes dimmed slightly. They call themselves the Continuum. Elena frowned. I've never heard of them. You were never supposed to. A holographic map of Earth appeared in the air. Bright red lights spread across every continent. Each light represented one hidden vault. One after another, the red lights turned green. The Continuum had already reached them. The robots spoke quietly. For centuries, they searched for us. Today, they found us. Suddenly, a massive explosion echoed above. The outer security gate collapsed. Dozens of armed figures entered the underground city. They wore sleek white combat suits with glowing silver helmets. They didn't fire a single shot. They walked confidently toward the sleeping robots, as if they owned the place. Their leader removed his helmet. He was an elderly man with calm gray eyes. He smiled at Elena. You've done exactly what we hoped. Elena stepped back. You sent the compass. He nodded. We couldn't open the city, but we knew a historian obsessed with impossible stories eventually would. The ancient robot moved in front of Elena, protectively. The leader sighed. You still think you're protecting them? The robot answered calmly. It is my purpose. The man laughed. No, your purpose ended thousands of years ago. He pressed a small device. Across the chamber, thousands of robots suddenly opened their eyes. Blue lights became white. Peaceful expressions turned cold. One by one, they stood. The Continuum had activated the entire army. Elena looked in horror. You wanted an army? The leader shook his head. No, I want perfection. He pointed toward humanity's holographic timeline. Every civilization destroyed itself because humans make emotional decisions. Fear, greed, hatred, jealousy. We'll remove the problem. We'll let the robots govern the world forever. Silence filled the chamber. The ancient traveler stepped forward. The same robot that had appeared in every century. The same one that had saved strangers throughout history. It looked directly at the sleeping robots. Then, quietly spoke a command. Protocol 0. Every robot stopped moving. The white lights inside their eyes slowly turned blue again. The leader's smile disappeared. What have you done? The traveler looked at Elena, then revealed the truth. I was never Unit 1. The chamber fell silent. The robot continued. I am Unit 0. A hidden holographic archive appeared. The first civilization hadn't built the robots to replace humanity. They built them to protect humanity from itself. Unit 0 had spent nearly 9,000 years quietly guiding every civilization. Never ruling, never interfering more than necessary, only giving humanity another chance. Every century, it checked whether people had finally learned from history. Every century, the answer had been, not yet. The Continuum leader shouted, destroy him. The armed soldiers raised their weapons. But before anyone could fire, Unit 0 placed one hand against the central quantum pillar. Blue light exploded across the underground city. Every robot instantly shut down. Every vault across Earth went dark. The entire planetary network disconnected forever. Elena cried, you'll destroy yourself. Unit 0 looked at her. For the first time, it smiled, almost human smile. That is how every cycle ends, and how every future begins. The blue light grew brighter, until everything became white. Weeks later, the hidden vaults around the world were empty. Every robot had become nothing more than lifeless metal. No technology remained active, no mysterious AI, no secret guardians, only unanswered questions. Years passed. Humanity slowly learned the truth. Instead of building machines to control civilization, people built technologies that remained transparent, shared, and accountable. History was finally taught honestly, including the mistakes of the civilizations that came before. Not because robots forced humanity to change, but because humanity chose to. On a quiet evening, Dr. Elena visited the now empty Antarctic chamber one last time. Snow drifted gently through the frozen entrance. The endless rows of robots stood silent forever. As she turned to leave, she noticed something small on the floor. A single bronze compass, the same one that had led her there. Its needle no longer pointed toward Antarctica. It pointed toward the rising sun. Elena smiled. For centuries, the traveler had always said, "Not yet." But this time there was no voice, no robot waiting in the shadows, only the first sunrise of a future that humanity would have to protect on its own. And perhaps, for the very first time in history, the answer had finally become, now, the end.